Well, hello there everybody and welcome to today's video. In this one we're going to be ranking every single dinosaur in the game. That includes the Lagoon reptiles and the Aviary reptiles as well. Now I have set this up myself. This is available for anybody to use on the Tier Maker website. This is going to be linked in the description. All these images, everything. When I looked on Tier Maker for any kind of tier maker for Jurassic World Evolution 2, there was either missing DLC or none of them was annotated, or combinations. I couldn't find any that were annotated. So this is now up there, completely designed by me, and it's free to use for anybody. You don't need to be logged in or anything. You don't need to be an active user to be able to use this, only to create, which is something I've found out, and I've spent many hours on this. And on that note, thank you to Canis Lupus real quick for helping out with some of these images, which were taken from my long form video of every release animation. And Canis is on the line, and he is going to also be co-presenting this video with me. So would you like to say hello, mate?
Hello there. Thank you for having me, and yeah, looking forward to it.
That's all right. You've been more cajoled into it. It comes on call probably to play some games. It's like, oh, do you want to help me record this video? That's all good though. So as you can see, every single one is going to get rated in the tier maker, starting from bad to meh to okay to good to great, all the way up to exquisite. And now you'll figure out pretty quick as we go along as to what these categories represent. I'm taking into account the aesthetics of the dinosaur. I'm taking into account extra skins, any other good stuff, stats in the challenge and chaos theory modes as well. And also they will get rated down if they're an absolute pain in the backside in the game as well. A number of different things as we go along will be rated. I'm not going to be rating paleo accuracy on these, because we all know Jurassic World, Jurassic Park dinosaurs are not paleo accurate, not even close. So that's not what they're going to be getting rated on. So just to clear that up, and then I think I'm about happy to get into this. If you do actually make your own tier maker video from this, please link it in the comments. I'd love to see your own list as well. And also, if you disagree, feel free to let me know in the comments also, because I know this is going to be controversial, this list. I know that my taste in some of these dinosaurs is all over the place. I think it is on the money in places, but there are some that I have a very specific dislike to, and some that I have an affinity with. So let me know what you think down below. If you haven't done already, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done. It's been a crazy year this year. You know what I mean? Let's aim for 10k. Why not? 10k subs, you know what I mean? It's a lofty goal, but we're well on the way to 10k now. So please honour me, hit that subscribe button. That's the last time I'm going to mention it in the video, I promise. Okay, let's get into this then. So Canis Acro. I think the best way to start this video off is going to be to just slot this straight in on okay. What do you think to that? I mean, there's much better predators, large carnivores. There's much worse ones as well, much worse carnivores. Would you say okay is around right for the Acro?
Yeah, I would go with okay for this. It's nothing too special, but there is worse, as you said. So yeah, okay.
Yeah. If I wouldn't turn my nose up at it. Okay, so Albertosaurus next then. I mean, it's middle of the road again, isn't it? I promise you, all of these, to anybody watching, it's not going to be all in the okay category. But Albertosaurus is going to slot into okay as well, I think.
Yeah, I can agree.
Okay, I'm not going to ask you if you agree from now on, Canis. What I'm going to do is just tell you, if you disagree, just chime in, mate, and rip into my analysis, you know?
Yeah, it's all good.
That's the best way to do it. Otherwise, it's like, what do you think? Is it okay? Whatever, you know. Okay, so Allosaurus. I know you like the Allosaurus, don't you, Canis?
It's my favourite dino, but on this game, it's not my favourite dino.
Well, it don't. We'll put that in good then. Good for the Allosaurus. It's okay. The Amargasaurus, that was heavily hyped in the marketing before the game came out, but who uses the Amargasaurus? Not me. I'd much rather have the giant sauropods rather than the large/medium sauropods. So I might even be tempted to put Amargasaurus in meh. I don't know. Oh, is it going to be okay? No, I'm going to be controversial. Let's stick Amargasaurus in meh. Okay, next up then, Ankylosaurus. I'd like to put this in meh, but it's got the extra skins. Extra skins will factor into the rating. It's going to have to go in okay for me, that one. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, next up, Apatosaurus. Now, these are very peaceful. They have high ratings as well, and I do like the Apatosaurus, so it's going to have to go in good, I think, the Apatosaurus. Not bad. Next up then, Archaeonifer Mimus. All the Mimuses, spoiler alert, I mean, when you play challenge mode or chaos theory, you know, you want to get your hands on these Mimuses quite quick, but you want to switch them out fairly quick. They're prone to disease, they're nasty to handle, and faffing about with the MVU all the time trying to heal them, and they don't get on well with any other carnivores or whatever. So it's going to have to be meh. It's going to have to be meh for the Archaeonifer Mimus. Now, Lagoon Creatures and Lagoon Reptiles, the Albertosaurus from the deluxe pack, probably the best looking, probably if not the best, but probably the best looking Lagoon Reptile. And it's named after David Attenborough, Sir David Attenborough, my hero. So let's put that into great. Canis cannot get a word in edgeways.
I'm not disagreeing so far.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Canis is the second opinion on this. I will adjust ratings if he insists. You know what I mean? We'll find a good middle ground on that. Next up then, Baryonyx. I know a lot of people love the Baryonyx, but for me, I'm not sure. I mean, when you first start the campaign, this was the first dinosaur I encountered on Jurassic World Evolution 2. It's a good dinosaur overall, I think, but I do prefer the Sucho. It's going in okay. Okay. Next up then, Brachio. Brachio is legendary. Let's be honest, Brachio is fantastic. It probably looks the best out of all the large sauropods. I might have to put that in Exquisite, you know. It's got high ratings, it don't kick off. I think the Brachio is going to have to go in Exquisite. It is a fine specimen. Next up is the Camarosaurus. The head on this thing is derpy. I don't like it, and I don't like using the word derpy either, but it's the best way to describe it. I never use the Camarosaurus. Why would you when you've got the Brachio sat right there? I'm going to have to put Camara in bad. I'm putting that straight in bad. I never use it. It's ugly. And why would you use it when you've got much better options? Next up then, Karadontosaurus. Oh, that's a toughie. It's in the large carnivore section, isn't it? I'm going to have to put that in good, I think. It is nice. Nukai Karadontosaurus. It's got a long name. It takes a while to learn how to spell that as well. And I'm often looking up the spelling on it, but it deserves the long name. So
I think that will surprise some people, because from what I've heard, it's not a very popular dinosaur on the game.
I think it looks good.
I like it, but I think
like
a lot of people will disagree with that one.
It's got a narrow head when you look at it straight on. You know what I mean? So that's probably what puts people off. But next up then, Carnotaurus. You know, I'm going to have to put that in good as well, Canis. Carnotaurus, it does look good. It's very unique. You can spot this thing from a mile off with them bull horns on its head.
I'm on the verge of good and great with that one.
Great is a bit underpopulated at the minute. Carnotaurus, it may get bumped. I do like the Carnotaurus actually more than I think I was appreciating. It's getting bumped. It's going in great. Okay, this tier list is shaping up nicely at the minute. Next up then we have our first flying reptile of the list, Serodactylus. In all honesty, I dislike most, if not all, of the flying reptiles. The bug still exists in the game where they can just easily break out just by flying through the roof. When they escape, they're an absolute nightmare. You can barely see them unless you really zoom in. The aviaries, unless you've got the open aviaries mod on PC, you know, are quite ugly. Apart from the glass ones, but they look a bit too futuristic. But you know, that's just me nitpicking. But the actual reptiles themselves, the aviary reptiles, aren't that good. I'm putting Serodactylus possibly into meh or bad. I am hovering. It's going to have to be meh, I think, on Serodactylus. Very rarely build aviaries in sandbox and in the challenge mode, just because there's much better options. There really is. Next up then, Serato Saurus. Now I know people love this. Some people are on the fence. Other people I've spoke to hate it. I'm not going to be influenced by that, hopefully. I say hopefully, but you know what I mean? It's hard to not have the prejudice, really, when you've spoke to that many people about the game. Ceratosaurus. I mean, from Jurassic World Evolution 1, it's, you know, it's iconic. It's your first large carnivore you hatch, but this is a Jurassic World Evolution 2 list. Oh, that is a toughie. It's going to have to go in okay, I think. I'm going to have to sit on the fence a bit with that one, I think. Next up then, Cosmosaurus. Straight off, I think it's ugly. I never hatch Cosmosaurus. Unless I'm doing a dedicated ceratopsid enclosure, but then they all get included. So Cosmo is going into meh. Simple as that. Chunkingo, next up. Ankylosaurid. There is a similar one as well. Gigan Spinosaurus. Not a big fan of them, in all honesty. Stegosaurid, sorry, not Ankylosaurid, Stegosaurid. I know I'm going to get flamed if I don't get that right, or don't correct it. It's going in meh, unfortunately. Yep, that's simple as that. Next up, small carnivore, Coelophysis. Also, I don't know, it's going in meh. It is. I don't really use small carnivores, even in the challenge modes or sandbox, simply because they're a nightmare. They're a nightmare, they are, to deal with. Compy as well. If it wasn't for how popular this is in the films and how good it looks in the game, this would be in possibly meh or bad. But I'm putting this in okay, because it does a very good representation of what the compy is like in the films. So the aesthetics of this and the way it moves and how cute it is actually wins it a slot out of meh for me, into okay. Next up, Karitha Sorosen then. I'll let you chime in, Canis. What do you reckon for Caritho? And I'll tell you if I agree or not.
Caritho, I would probably say okay.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing either.
Yeah,
some of the patterns on it are quite vivid, which is nice. I like vivid patterns. Okay, we'll slot that into okay then. That's all right. Next up then, Cricton Saurus, named after Michael Crichton, who wrote the Jurassic Park books, the originals anyway. I don't know about the later ones. Cricton Saurus, what do you reckon? It's another one of them ankylosaurids. I don't know. It's going to have to go in meh, I think. I wouldn't generally choose to put that in my parks. And in challenge modes, ankylosaurids and ceratopsids don't get on, which is a nightmare, like they did in Jurassic World Evolution 1. Everyone's puzzled why they don't get on. Okay, next up then, Cryolophosaurus. I might have to go out on a limb with this and put this in good. I mean, it stands out. It's got that frill on its head. The patterns on it are fantastic as well, some of them. I think that's a fair assessment on that.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, next up then, in the meh category, Deinonychus. Sorry to say it, folks, but Deinonychus. Who the hell is picking Deinonychus when you can have raptors? Let's be honest. I know. Before I get grilled, I know that the Velociraptors in Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, are meant to be Deinonychus, but for the sake of the films, they called them Velociraptors because they sounded cooler. But the Deinonychus in the games, they're just a poor man's Velociraptor. They are. If you can have raptors, why would you have a cheeseburger when you can have a prime steak? You know what I mean? And the raptors are the prime steak, aren't they? Right. Dilophosaurus, although they are an absolute pain in the challenge modes and everything, the neck frill, the way they've been represented in this game is fantastic. The animations on these are good as well. I'm going to put that in good, I think. Not bad. Next up then, Dimorphodon. I'm not going to comment further. It's going in meh. Next up, Diplodocus. Also known as Diplodocus. But we'll call it Diplodocus for this. Large sauropods are right up my alley. They've got big ratings. They're peaceful. They look good. They do have a lot of space requirements. But if you actually do the, trying to eradicate the needy trait and do the humble trait, you can actually really cut down the enclosure requirements for them. Diplodocus is going in good, I think. I do like the Diplo. Okay. Luckily, the Ankylodocus isn't on this list, because I know a lot of people would want that slamming straight in bad, but it's not in this game. So, next up then, Draco. It does look good. I can't deny it looks good. It's going in okay. It's going in okay. The thing is, you can't put too much in an enclosure with them. They're not very social, you know what I mean? So that's why. Otherwise, they'd probably go in good for how good they look. Next up, Dreadnoughtus. Oh, it does have that horrible head, doesn't it? It has that dumb looking head. But it is giant. Mamenchisaurus does a better job though, I think. It's going in meh, I think, just because of its head. Next up then, Dryo Dryasaurus. Another small herbivore. It's going to be meh for that one. Juzungaripterus. It does have that lovely frill, and I think it's simply because I paid money for it that it's going to have to go in okay just to justify my purchase of the early Cretaceous pack. Yeah, okay. Done deal. And Juzungaripterus, just because it costs money and I paid that money, and I don't want to feel bad about the lack of content in that pack, I'm putting Juzungaripterus into okay. If there was going to be one that I hatch, it'd probably be Juzungaripterus, so that's why it goes into okay, not just because of the reasons I just stated. Next up, Edmontosaurus. The skin patterns on these are so vivid. I can't not put them in okay. Trash in terms of ratings, but it's going in okay. Elasmosaurus. I mean, Atombrasaurus is way better. It's going in meh. Euoplocephalus. It's another meh for me.
Yeah,
simple as that. Meh. Gallimimus, the cheapest, nastiest of the Mimus. And I mean, the Jurassic Park skin in the game, the actual custom skin for it, doesn't actually look like the one from Jurassic Park either. It's got them weird stripes on its back. It's going in bad. Can't help it. Geosternbergia, I did forget about that one. If Juzungaripterus is going in okay, it's only fair that Geosternbergia does as well. The big head frill, it looks unique, and yeah, it deserves to be an okay. I don't think there's any other flying ones on this list that are going to go higher than okay, but I don't know, there is the Pteranodon. We'll get to them when we get to them. Giganotosaurus in this. Come on, it does look good, doesn't it? Let's be honest. I might even slam that straight in great. Giganoto.
But is he going to look as good as the Dominion version?
When the Dominion DLC/update releases, and this gets the Dominion skin, obviously this tier list will update as DLC releases. I'll add the new stuff in. So if you're watching this after the DLC has released, or new DLC, when it comes time for you to check this, there will be the new ones added. This will be retroactively updated. So, and when all the DLC has released, I may even reconsider this if it's got a really good Dominion skin. But for now, it doesn't have the Dominion Giganotosaurus skin. It has the basic one, but it's still great. Okay. Final verdict on that. I'd love to put it in Exquisite, but it lacks some of the stuff that the others do to put them in Exquisite. I can't put it on par with the others that I've kind of thought up in my head, you know. Gigan Spinosaurus then. This is a toughie. I'm gonna go, I don't know. I mean, Hyangosaurus is just as good, do you know what I mean? Two very similar ones. That's the deluxe one. I don't know. It's going in meh. And I tell you what, straight off the bat, I'm going to put Huayango in meh as well. Just right off the bat, and then they're out the way. They're both basically the same thing. They're so similar. I can't not do that. Herrerasaurus. Now, if there is going to be a small carnivore that goes into, or a medium's like Majungasaurus size in it, so this would be a small carnivore. I do like the Herrerasaurus. Prone to injury, but they do look great, and the skins are very vivid, so it's going in okay, I think, for that. Homalocephaly. This might actually raise some eyebrows, but I remember when the herbivore pack came out for Jurassic World Evolution 1, and there's a really cute picture of the Homalocephaly looking at the camera. Like, it's a really good picture, and it was that picture that sold me on like getting that DLC right away, just because it had this Homalocephaly in it. In Jurassic World Evolution 2, it is part of the base game, but it is super cute, and I mean, there's a lot of new species rigs being built on this as well for modding and things. But I mean, we're talking about the base game version, but I really like the Homalocephaly, and this may raise some eyebrows, but I'm going to put that in good. I actually really like the Homalocephaly. Okay, next up then, Ichthyosaurus. Now, recently in the UK, there was a full Ichthyosaurus skeleton found in a riverbed in the UK. A full, one of the most complete ones ever found, which has boosted my affinity for the Ichthyosaurus. But they are just food for the Mosasaur or the Tylosaur, as far as I'm concerned, in this game. So I'm going to have to put that in okay. Also, it is good for shark and dolphin rigs, you know, so I'm not being influenced by new species or replacement mods, but Ichthyosaurus, I do like it. It's going in okay. Do you know what I mean? So it's all good. Iguanodon, another British dinosaur, and French as well, but Iguanodon, I like it. The hands are a bit creepy. It's going to have to go in okay. It's not bad, not good, straight in the middle. Okay, so we're up to the legend that is Indominus Rex. Without saying much more, Canis, this has to be exquisite. It has to be.
Yeah, it's a beast.
It is an absolute beast. And obviously it's got the camouflage when it comes out the hatchery. The animations for this are spot on as well. When it's fighting, when it's moving around, when it's doing its roar. Exquisite. If there was an Exquisite Plus, that's where that'd be. But it's going in exquisite. Indoraptor then, same. I know a lot of people aren't that fond on Fallen Kingdom, but is it as good as the Indominus? It is, in my opinion, just as good. Slightly worse, maybe. The Indominus is better than the Indoraptor, but not enough to push the Indoraptor down to great. So the Indoraptor's going in exquisite. Like I say, the animations for this as well. There's been numerous videos I've seen with hundreds of thousands of views of the Indoraptor just doing animations in this game. Just clips of it doing certain things. And it's that good that people will watch that. So that goes to show how good the Indoraptor is in this game. Just for sheer looks alone and the way it moves and the animations and the sound effects and everything. And I really liked it in Fallen Kingdom. I want to see it make a return, but it probably never will, you know, in the films. So, exquisite it is. Okay. Kentrosaurus then, it's another one of them in the meh category. It's going in with with its brethren right there. They're all lined up. Okay, Kronosaurus then. Kronosaurus, I'm going to have to put this in good, Canis.
Yeah?
This is going to have to go in good, I think. Yeah, I really like the Chrono. Once again, it justifies my £6 for the early Cretaceous DLC. So, yeah, that is really good. And if you remember, there was a replacement species Kronosaurus that released that got quite a lot of downloads. And then when the Kronosaurus was announced as part of the DLC pack, the mod author renamed it to something else, which was similar, you know, just to avoid annoying Frontier. But... yeah, Kronosaurus looks good. The animations are great as well. So, next up then, Liopleurodon. It's a poor man's Tylosaurus. I'm afraid to say it. It's going to have to go in. I don't hate it. It's not a meh. It's an okay for that one. Marodactylus. It can't go in. It can't go in the same as Jazunga or Geosternberg. Yeah, I like that end tip bit to the thing. Yeah, but you know, it's on par with the Serodactylus. Maiasaura then. Patterns on this are great, similar to the Edmonto. Okay, it is. I think it has some really, really vivid colour schemes to the skins, the patterns. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. Right, this one's gonna do it, Canis, I think. Majungasaurus. Not quite as good as a Carnotaur. It's similar. I'm going to put the Majunga in good. I've had some very good experiences with the Majunga. And when you create enclosures as well, the Majunga and the Carnotaurus coexist quite well. So they make really good enclosure buddies, you know, coexisting peacefully for the most part. Not always. Yeah.
I thought you was going to put them in the OK category at first.
No. But Majunga. Yeah. It has to go in good, you know.
Yeah.
Right, Mamenki, large sauropod. It's going to have to go in good as well. Mamenki, there it is. Straight in there, Mamenkisaurus. I mean, it's great ratings, great to have in your park. Fantastic overall. Looks splendid, and it's much better looking than the Dreadnoughtus. You know, at similar size as well. Megalosaurus, then, this is from the deluxe pack. I think this is alright. Where do you think this one sits, mate? Because I'm on the fence with this.
I would say it's probably similar level to the Majunga.
You're gonna put it that high?
It's somewhere. It's somewhere. I would say it's somewhere between the Majunga and the Alberto.
Ooh, I don't know. Oof. It is a British dinosaur. You know, the first one to ever be classified officially, scientifically, as a dinosaur. So, you know, just for that being a British dino, it goes into good. It's been swayed. Metriacanthosaurus then. I think that also has to go in good. If we're putting Megalo in there, the Metriacanthosaurus has to go in there. The skin patterns on the Metriacanthosaurus and everything are much more vivid and stand out a lot more than the Megalo, but it doesn't look as fierce as the Megalo. But the skin patterns make up for it and put it into good. Yes. Okay, next up then. Who doesn't love the Minmi? Now, there is some skin patterns on this, which make it look like a giant walking watermelon. Everyone loves the Minmi, I'm sure they do, and it's great for new species rigs, which I'm trying not to let sway me decision. But the Minmi on its own merit, I don't know, mate. It might have to go into great. What do you think?
Oh, I might have gone with good. I don't think I would have gone as far as great.
Oh, don't make me downgrade it. It's a giant watermelon, dude.
It's your list. It's your list.
No, it's technically our list now. You've weighed in.
Our list. But
the Minmi.
There's less in the great.
Yeah, but there's a reason why.
Yeah.
Oh, the Minmi. It gets demoted then to good on your orders. Any more like that, and you're getting edited out, mate. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Right, okay. Next up then, Monolophosaurus from the early Cretaceous pack. I'm not a fan of this at all, in all fairness. I'm going to put this in meh. It's another one of them small carnivores. No, I'll tell you what, I'm being a bit harsh on it. It does have the extra skins, which does factor in. It has unique skins. It's going up to okay, just for that. For Sandbox, it's pretty good. Okay, and it justifies the purchase price. Next up, Mosa then. The Mosa in the game is very accurate to the films. Not accurate at all to how it is in real life. Apart from the jaw and the teeth and everything. It has several rows of teeth, like, you know, real fossils of the Mosasaur have the jaws and everything. But in terms of film accuracy, it could be bigger. In all honesty, in the films, the Mosasaur is huge. For that reason, just because it should have been bigger, in my opinion, it's going into good. It should have gone, I don't know, if it was the size of the Mosasaur in the films. Do you know at the end of Fallen Kingdom, where you see it in the wave along with the surfers? That thing is huge. Absolutely huge. twice the size of what it is in this game. And if it was that size, it'd be an Exquisite, no doubt. But I think I don't think it's on par with the Ambersaurus. It needs to go in good. If it was bigger, it'd be an Exquisite. Sorry to say it, Mosasaurus lovers, but it's going into good. Good is not a bad rating. Good is above average. So next up, Mutabura. I mean, if I've put Edmonto and Maiasaur in there, the Mutabura has to go in okay. That is the perfect kind of benchmark for okay, I think, these kind of hadrosaurs. Okay, Nazuto Ceratops. This is a toughie. I mean, I put the Casmo in meh, I believe. Yeah, Casmo went into meh. The Nazuto is much better than that. Featured heavily in the marketing. Very distinct. It's got the bull horns. And it was also in the Battle at Big Rock as well, the little Jurassic World short film. I don't know, mate. I'm torn between good and okay on this.
I would have gone with okay myself.
Yeah, I think that's where it's going to have to go, yeah. Sorry, Nazuto, you know. On a different day, you might have got good, but today you're on okay. Right, next up then, Nigel Saurus. Where to put this? This is a toughie. It looks stupid, but it does look kind of cute at the same time. The face, but it's got that weird shovel mouth. But it is one of the smallest sauropods. I think it is the smallest sauropod in the game, isn't it, the Nigersaurus? But
yeah, I believe so.
For that reason, I might even put it in okay. I am torn a little bit, but it's the cuteness that sells it. Do you know what I mean? The shovel mouth should put it in bad, but because it's small, quite fat and dumpy, and it's got that cuteness to it, it's going in okay. Nodosaurus. Now, I never used to rate this at all, but since that fossil, that mummified Nodosaurus was found in Canada, I'll link that article down below. There was a mummified version of this where you can see its actual like skin and everything, and it looks incredible. And since then, I've had a fascination with the Nodosaurus. In the game, it's not that spectacular over its contemporaries, but in terms of how good this is to me, it should go in okay. But just for the fact that I like this a lot, it's going to go into good. If I was to pick one of these Ankylosaurids, one of these generic ones, do you know what I mean? It's going to be Nodosaurus. Any others like that are going to go in lower, I think. Allura Titan then. This is a difficult one to place, I think, because the ratings on it are pretty poor in the game. But it looks pretty good. And the crest on its head. But there's also the Centaurosaurus, which is similar. I think this is going to have to go in okay, I think. Oranosaurus as well. It's another okayer for me, the Oranosaurus.
It's another similar one to the Edmonto, the Maya, etc.
It is. It would have been in meh, but it has got the Camp Cretaceous skin now as well. So that's that. Pachycephalosaurus. These are another pain, because in the campaign, Chaos Theory and Challenge modes, they're constantly butting heads, literally, and injuring each other. But they are legendary in the films, and also a very recognisable dinosaur. It should go in good, but for the fact that they're a pain, I might have to put this in okay. I don't know. I don't know, though. It is very accurate to the films. Oh, does it? It doesn't deserve to go in good, does it? I can't even do that. Okay, it is then. Next up, Paki Rhinosaurus. If there's going to be a Ceratopsid, it's going to be this one, I think. It's from the deluxe pack. Not included another one later in the list. You probably know which one that's going to be. But any of the non-Triceratops ceratopsids, it's going to be this one. It's got the lovely frill. I don't really like the snub nose, but it does have the great skin patterns. I might have to go in good. I mean, if the Nodosaurus goes into good, then Paki Rhinosaurus has to go in there as well. That good list is looking fairly spot on at the minute. The Malocephaly looks very out of place in that list, but that's all good. That's all good. Right, next up, Parasaurolophus then. it's another one where it is accurate to the films. We're yet to see the Dominion skins appear officially in the game, but the ones on Dominion look a lot smaller. The crests look smaller and the faces look a bit more snub-nosed, but we are judging the game as it is right now. So I'll let you decide on this one, Canis. It's going to be in the good or okay ballpark.
I feel like it's again very similar to like the Edmontosaurus, the Myosaurus, the Allura Titan. I feel like it's in that category.
Okay.
So I would go with okay again.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
Pentaceratops. I'm going to say right now, I hate this. It looks stupid. It, like, compared to other ceratopsids, they look like the right ratio, you know, of kind of leg width, height, and then the crest is about the right shape and size. These are much smaller than the other ceratopsids. The crest is way too tall. The horns kind of point downwards, and it's just thin and sickly looking. That's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings, but I'm going to put Pentaceratops in bad. I never use this. Never. I dislike the way it looks. And if I could switch it out for something else, I would. So, bad. I want you to weigh in on that, because my feelings on the Pentaceratops are quite strong, Canis. Is there any redeeming qualities to that?
I can't think of any. It does look a bit weird. The body looks too skinny for it. Yeah.
It looks crap. Okay. Yeah. You know, I apologise to the real Pentaceratops, but in this game, there's much better options, and this does look bad. You know, I feel bad for the galley. but right, Plesiosaurus then. I mean, we've got the Atombrasaurus, Kronosaurus, Mosasaurus, all dominate in this part of the list. The Plesiosaurus is quite small, quite cute. It's going to have to go in okay, I think. It does look alright. It's got quite a snaky head. Yeah, it's alright. You can pick it from a lineup. So that's all good. Polacanthus then. It's going to be meh. You know, who's going to put it any higher when there's a Nodosaurus there? I've already stated my reasons for why I like the Nodosaurus. Polacanthus is just a cheap, you know, just a cheap version, a poor man's version of the Nodosaurus. The Nodosaurus just turned into the absolute legend, but okay. Proceratosaurus, this is another British carnivore, but I don't know, they're not that good. There's other options. When there's raptors hanging about, the Proceratosaurus has to go in okay. Next up then, this is going to be the highest, I think, that an aviary reptile lands on this list. And I'm going to have to put this in good. Not so far as great. It's going in good. For the sheer fact that there is still the aviary glitch, where if you use these in any kind of meaningful mode or even sandbox, they do just tend to break out for no reason. It causes a lot of problems. I would have put this in okay, but it does have the extra skins that were added in from Jurassic Park 3 and whatnot, so that's good. Canis then. This is another weird one. Leading up to the release, this had its own species field guide. It was heavily talked about. Looked really cool. It does look fairly good in the game. But you don't hear of anybody using this, do you? It's kind of the forgotten medium carnivore. And in the face of Metriacanthosaurus and Megalosaurus in the good category, the Canis will have to go in okay. It's middle of the road, it is, for me. Next up, Sauropelta then. This is like a mixture of like the Huayangosaurus, Chunkingosaurus, and like an Ankylosaurus, which gives it a little bit of uniqueness, I suppose. Sauropelta will go in okay. Next up then, this is going to upset some Camp Cretaceous fanboys, I'm sure it is. Scorpius Rex. Where do I weigh in on this? The Scorpius Rex is beloved by Camp Cretaceous fans. Let me just say something right now. I'm not a big Camp Cretaceous fan. I've passively watched episodes. I saw when the Scorpius was first revealed in the episode and it does that scream. I was like, whoa, what is that? You know, and I was kind of fueling up them, you know, Jurassic Park 4 human dinosaur hybrid theories about what DNA was in this. But in this game, I mean, how can I put it on par with the Indominus or the Indoraptor? A lot of people, I think, Canis, are going to be annoyed that it's not in Exquisite. It's in Great. It's a pug-nosed Indoraptor.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like a poor man's Indoraptor. Yeah,
it is. It's a failed Indoraptor, isn't it? That's
yeah.
That's the crux of it. Okay. Next up, then, Sinoceratops. Would I use this generally? Paki Rhino is in good. This is going in okay. I would use it, but I don't go out my way to use it. Next up, then, Spinosaurus. This is another one. I'm having to do this now because the list has got that big. I'm having to kind of drag them and scroll a little bit as well. Exquisite. Is this on par with Indominus and Indoraptor Brachiosaurus? I don't know. A lot of people, you know, Jurassic Park 3 was a divisive film. But I love Jurassic Park 3. Gotta be honest, I went to the pictures to see it when it first released. Canis, you gotta be honest, right? With the Jurassic Park 3 Chaos Theory on Jurassic World Evolution 2, the Spinosaurus is done dirty, innit? You don't even get to interact with it. It appears, the raptors kill it, it dies. That's it. For that reason, the Spinosaurus has been done dirty by Jurassic World Evolution 2, and it's going in Exquisite. I can't not put the Spinosaurus in Exquisite.
It's made to look really weak in the game, but in the film it's made to look very strong, isn't it? So
in Jurassic Park 3 it's made to look very strong.
Yeah, that's what I meant, yeah.
But then with future revisions it's kind of been mocked. Like, you know what I mean? Where the it's the T-Rex smashes through the Spinosaurus skeleton in Jurassic World and whatnot. The Spinosaurus is going in Exquisite for me. It's still the primary, you know, the main villain dinosaur in Jurassic Park 3. Still holds a very special place in my heart. And the representation of it in Jurassic World Evolution 2, and 1 to be fair, but especially 2, is spot on. The roars, the way it looks, the way it moves, all the different skin patterns to it, of nice, vivid, the sail, the head, everything. It has to go in Exquisite. It has to. Next up then, another legendary one. We're scrolling straight past okay for this. Stego, what do you reckon, Canis? I mean, we're somewhere in the good or better category for this, and I want you to weigh in. So what do you reckon?
The Stego, I'll probably just put it in good, to be honest with you.
Okay, it's not one that I'd often pick over a large sauropod.
No, that's part of the reason why I said good, because it's nothing. It doesn't seem like anything special in the game.
No.
No, so.
But in the films, it's legendary.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a toughie. It's going in good. Flame me in the comments if you like. It's going in good. Next up, then, Stroophy. I can't put it in bad. The gal is bad because they messed up the Jurassic Park skin. It's going in meh. They do save the use. It's a stopgap. You get these, you sell them as soon as you got something better. It's going in meh, but you know, the representation in the game is not bad, and they haven't done the dirty, you know what I mean, like the galley. So right, Stygy Moloch then. Stiggy Moloch. It's gonna have to go in okay, I think. Styraco. We're going to be stocking this okay, I think. With the Styraco as well. Oh, I don't know, though. I don't know. I might even put Styraco in good. The crest, big horns and that. One of the very first dinosaurs I learnt about alongside Triceratops and that. I don't know. I'm going to go okay. I'm going to go okay. It's good in the game. Okay in the game. When I say good, good is okay. I'm making the rules up as I go along, you know. Okay, Suture Mimus then. Where did I put that Baryonyx? Because this needs to go one slot above it. I know a lot of you love the Baryonyx. For me, in this game, the Suture wins it. The skins are so vivid. Even in Jurassic World Evolution 1, the skins are so crazy on this. Yeah, and I do prefer the Suture every single time. It's not as good as a Spino, better than the Baryonyx. Done deal. Tapijara then. Gonna have to go in okay. It's quite unique. Yeah, it's okay. That's where it's going. I'm not a big fan of the flying reptiles, am I? So, Taurosaurus then, that's just a poor man's Triceratops. That might even go in meh. I think it's just a small Triceratops in my opinion. Next up then we have the Trike. Now, I might even put this in great. Straight off, Triceratops. I do love this in the game. Ratings aren't that great, but it does look fantastic. No, it's going to get downgraded. I can't put this on the same par. Oh, I don't know, though. Oh, God. I wish there was a category in between good plus. But no, the Trike will sit there. That's where the Trike's going to end up. Atambrasaurus, Carnotaurus, Giganotosaurus, Scorpius, Triceratops. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Next up, then, the Troodon. I've got some things to say about this. If you try and use these in challenge mode, you're going to have nothing but a headache, because they just attack each other all the time. They poison everything. They even poison each other. Not worth hatching in any mode apart from sandbox. But even in sandbox, I mean, you've got other options. You've got the Coelophysis, you know what I mean, which is similar as well. You've got the Monolothosaurus, Proceratosaurus. I know, completely different species, but for me, the Troodon, I never use it. Never. It's going in bad. Sorry, Troodon. And I think, actually, it's been... I know we're not talking too much about paleo. It's already been rated, so I can talk about this, but I think it's actually been disproven as a species now as well, so it's gone in the bin. It's gone in the bad bin. Okay, Tropiognathus. This is one of the larger flying reptiles. We're still yet to see the Quetzalcoatlus, but the Tropiognathus has to go okay, I think. I can't go any higher than that.
It's a bit better than the... It's like a better version of the Mara, in my opinion.
Yeah, Marodactylus is meh. But the Tropiognathus is bigger. It's got the bigger...
Yeah.
The bigger, like, rounded bit of its beak. Yeah, it's definitely better than the Marodactylus, so it's an okay. But not as good as a... I don't know. Now I've seen Geosternbergias there, but... Yeah, they are all still on the same par. If I was to pick the three in the OK category, that is correct. So Centaursaurus then, where did the Alloro go? Because that's the same category this is going to go in. They're basically almost the same thing. I know I'm going to get caned in the comments for that. Allura Titan's in OK. Centaursaurus is going in OK. Now Tylosaurus then. This Tylosaurus for challenge modes and chaos theory modes where you can use it is so OP on stats. It really is. That I've used this so many times to cheese the ratings. The rating on the Tylosaurus in this game is almost equivalent to a T-Rex. And the thing is, cost of living lagoons, they can't break out. In like a 6 lagoon, or even on Jurassic difficulty, a 6-piece lagoon, I think you can have 5 Tylosaurus in there, and they can't escape. So you only need like 2 or 3 of them, and you've got the max rating of your park if you fill them with Tylosaurus, and then a few of the others. So I'm putting that in great, Canis.
Yeah, I can totally agree.
If it looked as good as the Atambrasaurus, it'd be an Exquisite. Simple as that, just for sheer stats capability, cheeseability. And if it had the looks of the Atambrasaurus, if the Atambrasaurus could be abused like the Tylosaurus is, it'd be an Exquisite. But there it is. Now we've got the legendary 2 here. The T-Rex in the game, straight away, I think that has to go in Exquisite. Simple as that. With the DLC and everything, you've got the Big E.T. skin. You've got all the 93 skin, the 97 skins, the 2001 skins. And then obviously you got the Jurassic World Evolution with all the patterns and variants that come with that. It's got so many variants. It's so accurate to the film as well. And it can't be anything less than Exquisite. Probably the most iconic dinosaur of all time, I'd say. Wouldn't you agree, Canis?
Yeah, it's
Disagree if you like.
No, I mean...
I set you up to agree, because I go, would you agree? You know what I mean? So I've set you up to agree. But I think that Exquisite is spot on. That is on the money for that. Everything I just mentioned and more, you know. I love the roar on the T-Rex. I love everything about it. In this game as well. That is spot on. If I was to pick any carnivore for me park, it would be out of them four. If I had to just pick one off the top of my head, it'd be one of them four. Large carnivore style anyway. And if I had to have any herbivore, it'd be the Brachio. Or a Pato, but Brachio is more legendary, so... Right, Velociraptor then. Oh, God. In challenge mode, they all fight. Chaos Fury, they're a nightmare. You're constantly dealing with injuries. But the fact of the matter is, it comes with the Raptor Squad skins. They do look truly incredible in the game, the way they're animated. And there's also tons of videos of them pack hunting. They now interact with the Indominus as well. They've got a lot going for them in this game outside of the challenge modes. For Sandbox, it is pure Sandbox that the reason why these are going up to Exquisite. I think Exquisite is deserving for the Raptor. They're iconic, they are. Next up then, Wuohosaurus. If there's going to be a Stegosaurid that I pick, it is going to be the Wuohosaurus. I'm justifying that early Cretaceous price again. Where did the Stego go?
Stego's in good.
Stego's in good, so this has to go in great. Simple as that. It is better than the Stego. It is. The patterning on the plates, it's like the roundish pattern. And do you remember that for Jurassic World Evolution 1 there was actually at least 3 Wuohosaurus new species mods, and all of them were great. I think Frontier noticed and there was like, we need to add Wuohosaurus in. Let's hope that they take notice of the Jurassic World Evolution 1 Seismosaurus by LA Studios. If that was actually in the game as it existed in Jurassic World Evolution 1, boom, straight to Exquisite. I'd have to have a category Exquisite Plus. No, I'm only kidding. But I'd be tempted. So that is the tier list. We've been through them all in quite a rapid fashion. This is much quicker than I thought it was gonna take. So, like I say, let me know your thoughts in the comments. This will be linked in the comments as well. I just want to thank you all for watching the video. A thank you to you, Canis, as well, for sitting in and agreeing with me for the most part on this.
That's all good.
Yeah. And if you want to make your own tier list as well, like I say, link below. Send me a link to your video and I'll give it a watch, definitely. And if you know anybody who wants to make a tier list, link my tier list as well. Bear in mind, I don't get paid for it or anything like that. I've done this completely out of the goodness of my own heart. But this is the best one. I scoured at least 20 different ones that were top rated for this game. And mine is the best. None of the others have all the DLC that are annotated in this format. Definitely the best one. So if you're going to do a tier for Jurassic World Evolution 2, pick mine. It's the best one. And also it will update with future DLC dinosaurs as well. I may even put these to a vote in future, so, you know what I mean? I know I said I won't mention it again, but subscribe for future videos and you'll get to see the results of that. I'll put a community post out linking where to do that vote if I decide to do that. I'm doing a lot of streams, short videos, long form videos, another big modding guide coming up. Lots to look forward to. This year's going to be crazy, so... You know what I mean? I look forward to seeing you all again. I'm very humbled with the way this channel's growing. It means a lot. You all mean a lot to me. And I'm just going to wish you all a great day. I know I don't want the outro to be too long. So, done all this in one take. This should be nice and easy to edit, Canis. Brilliant stuff. No stuttering, no jump cuts, no edits. I love it. You know what I mean? I hope you all have a great day. I'll catch you all again very soon. Okay, much love everybody. All the best. Say goodbye, Canis, please.
See ya. Thanks for having me.
Bye, everybody. Catch you soon.